Hey gamers, Rob from Zborgaming here, and today I want to go through the last edition of our weapon armory for Cyberpunk 2077, the part 3, on the shotguns, two-handed, and sniper rifles in the game. This will be a much shorter video than the other two I did, and I'll also have links in the description to those other two videos if you haven't seen those yet. So, we're talking about the last three weapon types here, the shotguns and two-handed weapons, which are part of the body tree, and the sniper rifles, which are part of the cool tree here for your perk tree. So, let's start and take a look at the shotguns here after we discuss the weapon stats briefly. I encourage you to actually go back, take a look at part 1. I describe all of these in a lot more detail. And for some of the two-handed weapons, a lot of these don't actually apply because they're more melee type weapons. So go ahead, go back, take a look at that part 1 video. I get into some of these statistics in more detail there. So let's talk about the shotguns. Right now, there are three shotguns that we've seen in the various gameplay so far in Cyberpunk. The first one has been pretty common, this Arasaka Ronin HS8, also known as the Budget Arms Blunderbuss. We see a lot of gameplay of that. We also have some images of the Militech Crusher, as well as a pump action shotgun. So let's go ahead and take a look at each of these weapons in a bit more detail. So here is this Budget Arms Blunderbuss in use. This is when they're trying to escape from the factory. And you can just see it's got, looks like 2 rounds in the magazine. 2 shots here. Here he shoots pretty much through a wall. You can see load the 2 shots. Looks like a very powerful shotgun. As far as the damage, it does 90 DPS, 33 penetration, 12 accuracy, very slow rate of fire at just 3, recoil 6, spread 6, and range 8. Also, when you first picked up the weapon, you could see those stats here. It is an uncommon weapon. We also have a couple other screenshots, which I chose not to put here, showing that this is also called the Arasaka Ronin HS8. I think on the one weapon board, you see that. So, with that, let's go ahead and take a look at the Militech Crusher. We see this pretty much in one of the early gameplay reveals with this Night City Police Department holding the weapon here. So we get a very small glimpse of that in some of that teaser trailer that came out quite a while ago. Here you can see them zoom in on the weapon. So we don't have any really damage information for the gun at this time, only that we see it in the teaser trailer. So last shotgun I want to talk about here is this pump action shotgun that we see very briefly in some gameplay. Also, we see it multiple times in some of the official Cyberpunk screenshots, in this case held by some of the members of the Animal Gang, this same shotgun here. So now as far as the two-handed weapons, the only one we've really seen play out in any of the gameplay is the industrial sledgehammer at this point that Sasquatch has. I'm sure there will be others in the game. So here you can see Sasquatch is wielding this industrial sledgehammer. You can see it here, misses. And then also after the player here takes Sasquatch down, you can see it fall on the ground. Now in a different gameplay, Sasquatch throws this sledgehammer, and so we get a brief look at some of the statistics for it. 149 DPS, does physical damage, but again, since it isn't a gun, it doesn't really have recoil, spread, range, accuracy, rate of fire, etc. So for the most part, all we get on this is a pretty high DPS. So moving on to the sniper rifles, we really get almost no look at any of the sniper rifles within the gameplay. The only indication we've had here so far is in this image that came out around Valentine's Day with what looks like a Valentine's Day Cupid holding this pinkish purple sniper rifle. So outside of this, we don't really have any name, anything on the weapon, but we do know sniper rifles exist in the game, and I'm sure there will be a lot more coming out. So with that, that's basically all we have for today's video. It's a pretty short one. I covered the majority of the weapons in parts 1 and part 2 of the series. The Night City Wire event will be coming out on June 25th. It did get delayed in light of some of the recent anti-racism protests going on in the United States right now. And that was supposed to come out here on June 11th. They pushed it back 2 weeks. So once that comes out on June 25th, we'll hopefully have a lot more information on the game. Be able to get some additional gameplay, some new information. So stay tuned to the channel. We'll track that event as it happens. Again, thanks for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and we'll be back with more.